So, guys, we're going to start with something easy. Okay, these are predictions. This is a prediction. I want to know
Least favorite cousin, go.
player to have the best rest of the season from here on out. Who do you give it to? Who's got a name?
Who should go first?
It doesn't matter. Just give me a name. I just said who's got a name. Do you have a name?
I have a name.
Give me the name.
I don't know how we don't all have this same player.
I know. Well, there is a player very deserving who's not the player that I picked.
Okay.
The player
William
I picked
Legacy.
here. Okay, on the count of three.
William Legacy. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Ovechkin.
Connor McDavid. Alexander Ovechkin,
Wow.
who has 5 goals, 2 of which are empty netters.
Now, here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. I would say that Connor McDavid's a great pick, but the thing is, Connor McDavid's been playing well. You're asking me the best. I think what's going to make Alexander Ovechkin stand out is the fact that he's gonna turn on the Jets. He's going to score a bunch of goals. In fact, I really think what Washington should do is make an early 2024 trade for a playmaking center. Like if they need somebody who can.
How about a scoring left winger?
Well, they have that in Alexander Ovechkin, and I think if he got the right centerman, set him up, he's going to be fine. I think Alexander Ovechkin is going to have a crazy back half because I've seen this movie before. Now I know it was 10 years ago, but he had a shit start to the post lockout year.
Yeah,
and turned on the Jets and was amazing. You can't tell me a guy with 826 career goals is only going to score another 5 or another 6.
he started to fall off last year, but you don't just go from 40 to nothing.
Or
This
maybe
is weird.
Now maybe you do. Now you guys tell me about Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid is 8th in league scoring. That is awful for Connor McDavid.
Because he started so bad.
Because he started so bad. But the man who dominates on the point tally sheet every single year to be 8th in league scoring at this point of the recording, of this point in the season, he has to have the best second half ever because that's what Connor McDavid does. And there's no way he finishes there unless he does. But our prediction, Steve and I, is that he does come back to the level of play. And from this point on, if he plays like how he usually plays, he's going to be the best player in the National Hockey League.
Chris Knobloch was brought in because Jay Woodcroft got fired because of the goaltending. Here's the thing. The goaltending has been ass for like a while.
Years.
But the difference is McDavid hasn't scored or wasn't scoring. He was held off the score sheet last game at the time we're recording this. It's December 21st.
Sure.
God, I better finish my shopping. He was held off the score sheet for the first time in 12 games. That means he had a 12-game point streak. Let me read you through it. 2 points, 1 point, 4 points, 5 points, 3 points, 1 point, 3 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 1 point. That's 28 points in 12 games. The leading scorer on the San Jose Sharks has 26.
The question is, which player is going to have the best second half of the season, best 2024 part of the season?
Connor's gonna have
Connor
more
McDavid
points.
is going to have the best 2024 of the entire league.
Best to me meant a great sort of comeback, not comeback, but such a differentiator. Connor McDavid leading the league and winning the Art Ross Trophy, that's going to be a story. But if Ovi turns it on, that's going to be the story.
So, the other name I had was Austin Matthews because he's been so hot recently. But Adam could have the best before this episode versus after this episode player in the whole league.
McDavid, though, is going to...
No, it's Connor McDavid.
It's Connor McDavid.
No matter what Ovi does, what his output is going to be is not going to be Connor McDavid's.
But
Yeah, but McDavid's going to go from 8th to 1st, whereas Ovi is going to go from 300th to like somewhere in the double digits, which is going to be big.
Maybe.
All right. Let's keep going. Guys, team to have the best rest of this season.
I would like to go last.
Oh.
Okay. Jesse, do you have an answer?
I do have an answer, and my answer is the Tampa Bay Lightning. They got off to a very slow start with Andrei Vasilevsky being on the IR, and now that he is back, now that they have a healthier team, and they've struggled a lot lately, And I think the second half of the season is where they turn it on, because the Tampa Bay Lightning right now sit outside of a playoff spot. That is unacceptable. This team always has Stanley Cup aspirations, and I think they're going to get it together. And the question is framed so that I think the Rangers are going to remain good. I think the Golden Knights are going to remain good. I think the Kings are going to remain good. Vancouver, all of those teams. But who's going to make that jump into, hey, they're still a contender. They're still challenging for the Cup. I think it's going to be the Lightning, who are out of the playoffs into that second group of Eastern Conference teams. They're going to make that leap and have a very good 2024.
Really like that answer, Jesse. And I think with Vasilevsky back and up to speed, it's difficult to argue with that. I will, though. Although I am concerned about their goaltending, the Los Angeles Kings, for me, are the team that's going to have the best back half, and I'll tell you why. They are in the best division in hockey. Sorry, Atlantic Division. It's the Pacific Division. Golden Knights, Canucks, Los Angeles Kings, as of this recording, are 1, 2, 3 in that division. And what's really interesting is obviously the Canucks have had a great start. The Vegas Golden Knights won the Cup last year. It's crazy. Those three teams have the best goal differential in the entire league. The Canucks have a plus 44. The Knights have a plus 29, and the LA Kings have a plus 32. But the thing I want to point your attention to is the goals against. The LA Kings are leading the league in goals against, and it's by their closest competitor is 7 away from them.
Wow.
So the LA Kings have only allowed 70 goals this year.
Wow.
They've only scored 102 goals. When you compare that to the Canucks and the Golden Knights, who've got 125 and 116, respectively, if the LA Kings can acquire some scoring at the deadline, which I believe that they will, I think the Los Angeles Kings are going to be an absolute monster, not just in the rest of the regular season, but we're talking about playoffs too, because I count that as a part of this 23-24.
And to support your point, Adam, in my research, the Kings, 13-1-1 on the road.
Yes.
Easily the best in the league. They're below 500 at home.
5, 6, and 3.
Yeah, that is not going to stay the case.
No.
Not a chance.
So I think
they're going to start winning games at home.
To me, look out for the LA Kings. Steven?
This team is not in a playoff spot. This team is 5 points out of a playoff spot. They have a negative goal differential, and the Leafs just smacked the crap out of them. And we took a victory lap. And that is why they're going to be the hottest team for the rest of the season. The Pittsburgh Penguins. They are going to succeed because they have to succeed. And we, Leaf fans, who nothing good is ever allowed to happen to ever, made fun of them and took a victory lap, and that is why Sidney Crosby and his band of merry men are going to come to life and wreck shop the rest of the way. The final 2 playoff spots in the West and in the East, it's like, here, you take it, you take it, you take it, you take it. Someone is going to emerge and steal the thing. Why not Pittsburgh?
I don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. I think there's a good team in there.
I thought you two would react and laugh.
I think Adam Wylde wants to throw up in his mouth right now.
Yeah, I think
there might be a little spit up. On his chin.
Ryan Graves, Cup winner.
Yeah, well, it's hockey. You never know.
Cup winning goal.
You never know.
Why is Steve wrong, Adam?
I think he's wrong
I'm likely to be.
because the top end talent is there, but a lot like the Oilers, you have a very flawed team afterwards. The difference with the Oilers is their top end players are just reaching their prime and crushing it. The Pittsburgh Penguins, by just genetics, okay, just by age, are past their prime by at least 5 years. And it doesn't mean that Sidney Crosby's not still phenomenal. It doesn't mean that Evgeny Malkin is not phenomenal and scary because he'll cross-check you in the mouth. It doesn't mean Letang he's a medical wonder. The fact that he can tie up his own skates at this point is unbelievable.
How is he still playing? Yeah.
Carlson is still Carlson. But the problem is that the rest of the team is still what they are. And the Oilers can compensate for some of their misgivings by A, replacing the coach, and B, having such incredible top-end talent that sometimes those mistakes don't matter. Whereas the Penguins don't have the incredible top-end talent, and they don't have the option to replace their head coach.
No, they do not.
And I think the system they play is garbage. I think that the way, and Penguins, this is the crazy thing. Penguins fans aren't disagreeing with me. They completely agree. Unless something changes, if this is what we've seen, if this is their system, if this is their coach, if this is the way they play, they will continue to be team fighting for playoff spot.
Oh boy.
But I don't blame you for picking them. I don't blame you for picking them. All right, guys, let's